Graduates, I ask that you please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to welcome Evan Martino for your 2020 graduation welcome.
Friends, family, loved ones, staff, administration. On behalf of the graduating class of 2020, I welcome you to the beginning of an end and to the start of your life beyond high school. Hello, I'm Evan Martino, the class treasurer, and let me just say what an honor it is to speak with you all today. We are joined by Chairperson Melissa Merrill, Vice Chair Kathy Heintel, board members Christina Helms, Travis Kiker, and Todd Price, along with Superintendent Andrew Houlihan, Assistant Superintendent of Student Support Jared McCraw, and Assistant Superintendent for Administration and Operations Mark Strickland. Thank you all for being in attendance. This chapter we're about to close is one that many wish to never end, and others are quickly trying to close it out. Whether you are ready for today and what lies beyond it or not, you should be proud of all that you've accomplished and the personal growth each one of you has gone through. Barack Obama said, change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change we seek. So, as we continue down this road and into the ceremony, never lose sight of the future and the change you are able to bring. Now, we are all human. We all make mistakes and at times are victorious. But in between those mistakes and victories, please relish in the life you have led and what the future may hold. Now, it's reasonable to assume we all know the world has changed since the last time we were all together. There are protests across the nation, people contracting a virus with no known cure. But in this new world of ours, I urge you all, if given the choice between selfless and selfish acts, err on the side of selfless. Be the kind-hearted souls this world desperately needs. To rise above the challenges being given to us in this time, we must learn to make lemonade from blueberries. I thank you all for sharing a small part of your lives with me as Piedmont Panthers. Congratulations, my friends, the class of 2020.
Good evening, Piedmont. I'm Noah Weaver, the class president. I would first like to congratulate you all for achieving the first of many milestones in your life, walking across this stage. It was a long but short 12-year journey that we had to venture through to get here. Jim Bockham slushies and 5-point biscuits sustained us through the mornings, and vending machine snacks helped us make it through the afternoon. With every day that has passed during our 4 years, we were learning from our teachers, developing lifelong friendships, and figuring out what we were passionate about. All of these we used the catalyst to pursue our dreams in the next phase of our lives. Even though our time was unexpectedly cut short, and we may never walk through the K building, go to another football game as a student, or dance at our senior prom, we'll always have each other in the end. We walk through Piedmont's hallways not knowing it or be our last, but the times we spent there will never be forgotten. The best thing the class of 2020 can take from Piedmont is the memories we've made with each other. Someone once said the best thing about memories is making them, and the class of 2020 has made some wonderful memories. I'm proud to be forever a Panther. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Caitlin Balcom, and I'm your senior class vice president. While the journey to get to this day wasn't easy, I would like to thank you all for joining us today to celebrate our graduates. Our hard work and accomplishments would not have been possible without the constant support and motivation from our friends and family, or the encouragement we've received from our teachers, counselors, coaches, and administrators. Pushed beyond the boundaries we set for ourselves, we have grown into ambitious young adults, ready to embark upon a new journey and chapter of our lives. The Piedmont community has allowed us to create lifelong memories and friendships we will always treasure. While it is bittersweet to move on, we will never forget the time we have shared together, and we will go forward with all the determination and resiliency we have shown as a class this year. As a class, we have overcome unprecedented events, and it is my wish that we embrace this shared spirit of hope and optimism in all that we do. I hope you all will blaze forward, embrace innovation, chance, and opportunities to make a positive impact on those around you. As we eagerly embark upon the opportunities awaiting us, I encourage you all not to be afraid of failure. Put aside your fears. We have and will tackle any challenge before us. You all have such limitless potential, and I wish for you all to step outside of your comfort zone and explore, to find what you're passionate about, and to channel those passions, using the determination each and every one of you possess to create energy, enthusiasm, and hope in the world around us. More than ever before, the world needs us to rise in the face of adversity and use our shared strength, ambition, and courage to move forward. Having been together as a class for 13 years, I know we are fully capable of embracing this challenge, and I wish you all success as we begin the next chapter of our lives, continuing to grow and learn in order to become the best possible version of ourselves. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler Wiley, and I am secretary for the class of 2020. I just want to say how amazing it was that we were able to come together today. Today, I'm here to introduce our guest speaker, a man who we should all strive to become more like. He attended Central Cabarrus High School and later went to receive degrees from Fife University, the University of Charlotte, and the University of Nebraska. He started his career as a high school social studies teacher, but he worked all the way up to being executive director of the North Carolina Association of Student Councils. During his 39 years of hard work, he received the National Leadership Workshop Director of the Year in 1994. He was named the North Carolina School Counselor of the Year in 1983. And in 2012, he received North Carolina's highest civilian award in the Order of the Long Leaf Pine Award from Governor Beverly Perdue. So would you please all join me in welcoming our guest speaker, Colby Cochran.
Thank you, Wiley. You know, I have a terrible dilemma. Tradition suggests that a graduation speaker is supposed to give you words of wisdom to help you as you get ready to go on to the next chapter of your life. That's overwhelming for me. There are very few of you that I know personally, but I am humbled and I do cherish the opportunity to speak on behalf of all the teachers, principals, assistant principals, cafeteria workers, clerical staff, coaches, bus drivers, cafeteria workers who do know you and have pushed you and pulled for you for 13 years. The second part of my dilemma is even more immediate, because I'm going to be real honest with you. I know what you came for, and I'm primarily one of the last people that's standing in your way before you get your hands on your diploma. So I'm going to be brief. And here's how I'm solving that dilemma. When you get your graduation packet in a few minutes, there's going to be an envelope in there, sealed up, no name. Each one of you will have one. And inside that envelope are those words of wisdom that I just mentioned. We're not going to talk about them now. They're in the envelope. I put in there a couple short lessons that hopefully you learned, but this is probably a good time just to remind you again, just in case you forgot. I've got a short activity, clear, simple directions, and I put something in there from me to help you get started as you start this adventure in real life. And it starts the minute you step outside of this stadium. These things that I put in the envelope cover all the subjects, so all of your teachers will be proud. There's some reference to reading, math, social studies, science, the arts, health and PE, you name it. I've covered it in that envelope. Now this is what I want you to do with it. Don't open it up here tonight. Maybe a little bit tomorrow or a little bit later when you have some alone time and you can focus on it. But I am proud to say one thing, and I know many of you will enjoy hearing this. Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2020, this will be your last homework assignment, what I've just given you. But you must do it. Now, do we have a deal? I need to kind of see some nods of heads. Will that be okay? We got a deal? I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you to hold up your end of the bargain. What little bit of time I have, I want to do a couple things. I want to make 2 positive observations about your class that it's unique to your class. And I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm going to give you one final, 1-question test that will determine whether you have actually earned your diploma. And then finally, I want you to join me on a quick trip back to kindergarten, where your education journey started a long time ago. The observations. First, the first observation only happens once every 100 years. But it did happen for your class. Many of you were born in 2001 or came along shortly thereafter. So in essence, you were born during the first year of a new century. What a way to enter this world, ushering in a new century with the unlimited possibilities that brings to you. And the second observation is even more impressive. It has never happened before. It will never happen again. But it happened to your class. There will never be another class of 2020. The class with perfect vision. When you as an individual and you as a collective group takes our world into the future, that's an awesome opportunity. What will your vision be? What will your hands create and build for the next generation? I look forward to watching you. And now, you're going to be disappointed in what I want to share with you before we go back to kindergarten. You're going to be disappointed to find out on your final day in high school, but you will begin to realize very shortly that all you need to know to have a good life, you probably learned in kindergarten, at Fairview, New Salem, Poplar, Porter Ridge, or Unionville Elementary for most of you. Sounds strange, doesn't it? You could have saved yourselves about 12 years if you learned everything in kindergarten. Well, here's where that final one-question test comes in. I know you have some special people who you've invited to watch you tonight. You can't mess this up. I want to put a little bit of stress on you. I don't want you to say the answer aloud because you're going to physically do something to show me that you know what the answer is. Are you ready? It's your final test. Only one question. You're going to demonstrate publicly if you know the answer. Here it is. One of the first things that the teacher taught you to do if you wanted to talk in class, or if you had a question, or if you knew the answer, what were you supposed to do? Show me. Mr. Stamey? Well, I'm glad you did because you would have been embarrassed, but there's no need to pull anybody's diploma. They all passed the final test. Raise your hand. You learned that lesson, didn't you? Now do one quick thing for me. Just watch and do the same thing I'm going to do. Pat yourself on the back for this accomplishment, because in the real world, sometimes you may be the only person to do that. You take care of yourself. Now that you're about to graduate, I can reveal the big secret of education. Your teachers in elementary, middle, and high school took the lessons that you had previously learned and just added to them. That's really what it was all about. And they made you use those lessons in new and ever-changing situations. A good example of that also involves your hands. Now think about this. You learned to wash your hands at home before you even started school. And now as a senior, you have perhaps learned a new, more complex way of washing your hands that may actually be life-saving. Things continue to change. Simple things will become complex. And finally, I want to share a story with you. I want to conclude our trip back to your kindergarten days with a little story. But it's not just, it's about two students and a teacher. But it's not just about any two students and any teacher. It's about you and your closest friend and your favorite teacher. Your closest friend may have been somebody that you've known since kindergarten. It may be somebody that helped you a lot in middle school when your voice cracked and you thought everybody was looking at you all the time. It may be somebody that you just got to know really well this year who will become a lifelong friend. And I know everybody has a special teacher that they remember. It may be the one who made you believe in yourself when you were in elementary school. It may be the one who you didn't like at first. But now that you look back, you probably would like to thank them for setting high standards and making high expectations for you. And it might be the one who just simply smiled at you every day, and deep down, you knew that they cared about you. So whenever that occurred, get your closest friend and your teacher in your mind so you can see them and they can journey with you back through this story. And as we all know, good stories always begin with once upon a time. And we know that your imagination was better back in elementary school. So, if you'll join me, once upon a time, when you and your friend lived in the mountains, and at the bottom of the mountain, there was a village where you lived. And in that village, there were a lot of people, like the folks sitting in the stands who came to see you tonight, doing different things. And you went to school. That was your job for most of your life up to this point. And on top of that mountain lived your favorite teacher. But as has happened to all of us, one day a little mischievous streak got in you, and you got your closest friend, and you said, you know, our teacher is very respected. Our teacher has taught us a lot. Our teacher always seems to be right. Our teacher is always full of those brain-straining questions. Well, I've come up with an idea that we can turn the tables on our teacher. Will you help me? You asked your friend. Your friend said yes. Your friend said, how do you expect to do that? And this is what you said. It's real simple. The teacher is always right. The teacher always knows everything. Well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get a small bird and put that bird in my hands. And we're going to go up and we're going to ask the teacher, if you know everything and people look up to you and you've taught us so much and you've asked us all these questions, then surely you can answer a very simple one. And your friend looked kind of puzzled and looked at you and said, I don't quite get it. And you said, well, it's real simple. If the teacher says that the bird is alive, then I will squeeze my hands, and when I open them, the bird will be dead. If the teacher says that the bird is dead, then I will open my hands, the little bird will fly away, and the teacher will be wrong. Your friend kind of got a twinkle in the eye and said, well, maybe you have something. So you and your friend got the bird, and you made your trek up the mountain. Just like as you're right now getting ready to conclude high school, and you've got lots of memories going through your mind about the past 12, 13 years. You had that small bird in your hands, and you made that trek. It was about this time of day where the sun was setting, calm and peaceful. And just as you got to the crest of the mountain at the very top, you could see the roof of the cabin where your teacher lived. And then as you walked on up, you could see, and there sat the teacher in a rocking chair on the front porch, reading. What would you expect of a teacher? Just reading. So you made that slow walk, and as you walked toward the cabin, you began to get a little bit nervous. Just like when you step out into the real world, you might be a little bit nervous. But you finally got there, and just before you put your foot on the first step, you noticed that the teacher had never looked up. As far as you knew, the teacher didn't even know you were there. But when you put your first foot on the step, there you were, and it made a slight noise, but the teacher never moved. Still head down, reading. And you walked up, and both of you finally got right in front of the teacher. and with kind of a shaky voice, you said, "Teacher, you know we really like you, and people look up to you, and you've helped us a lot. But if you know all these things, then surely you can answer a simple question." And then you said, "I have a small bird in my hands. Is that bird dead, or is that bird alive?" And then there was this long pause, and the teacher never looked up. And you began to get nervous. And then the teacher slowly lowered the book, slowly raised the eyes, and looked you straight in the face and your friend, just like I'm going to attempt to do with most all of you now. And the teacher gave you her last piece of wisdom. And this is what the teacher said. The answer to that question is in your hands. What you do with what you've learned for the past 12 years, and particularly the last 4, and all the experiences you've had, good and bad, what you do with it in your life is now in your hands. Good luck, God bless you, and happy trails.
Thank you, Mr. Cochran, for that powerful message. Students, sorry that we missed the Piedmont flyby. I know you all heard the truck come by. I had that timed well for my entrance. I hate that we missed that. But again, Mr. Cochran, thank you very much for being here. Again, I would like to welcome our distinguished guests, friends, and families. Class of 2020, I hope you realize how much I miss seeing each of you every day. Our campus is definitely not the same without you on it and without you guys walking our halls. When I was first named principal of Piedmont High School in the June of 2019, one of the first things that came to my mind was how important graduation is, and that how great of an opportunity I was going to have to stand before you. So I tried to recall my principal's speech from 1998, and I couldn't recall a single word of it. So I'm not going to bore you with a lot of my thoughts and ramblings. What I am going to do is encourage you not to focus on the things that you guys have lost during your senior year. Rather, I'm going to challenge you to think about the things that you gained. You gained more opportunities to spend time with your immediate family. Never take that for granted, because that's something that won't be there forever. If you're like me, you may have gained a few pounds, right? There was no supply of Doritos or ice cream. We didn't lack any of that at the Stamey household. You've also gained perspective. Things that mattered to you guys 103 days ago don't seem as important as they once were. Trivial things are far less important, and you now have more focus on the bigger picture of life. But most important, you've also gained wisdom. The Chinese philosopher Confucius once said, "By 3 methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is easiest. And third, by experience, which is most bitter." I think we can all agree that you guys have a reason to be bitter about how your senior year has ended. But I encourage you to reflect on the lessons that you have learned during this time. You are better for it, and these lessons cannot be learned in a classroom. In 20 years, you will have a unique story to tell. You should be proud of yourselves and your resilience and resolve. In a few moments, we're going to begin what you really came here for, as Mr. Cochran stated. We're going to begin the recognition of our graduates and distribution of diplomas. Please remember that today is a formal ceremony and that we want to ensure that each family member can hear each student's name as they walk across the stage. We ask that all audience members to hold your applause until all graduate names are announced. Administrators, at this time, please take your places for the distribution of diplomas.
Timothy Hunter Adcock. Emma Grace Adams, magna cum laude. Madeline Grace Adkins. Pauline May Tamayo Alera, magna cum laude. Tiana Denise Andino. Alyssa Simone Austin. Matthew Jacob Austin. David Joseph Babinski. Madeline Diane Bain, summa cum laude. Ethan Clay Baker, summa cum laude. Taylor Bentley Baker, summa cum laude. Malachi Nathaniel Barbie. Catherine Grace Barga, magna cum laude. Caleb James Barker. Benjamin Grady Bass. Bethany Gail Balcom, magna cum laude. Connor James Balcom, summa cum laude. Caitlin Diane Balcom, summa cum laude. Savannah Jean Balcom, magna cum laude. Madison Kennedy Bearden, magna cum laude. Avery Suzanne Belli, summa cum laude. Thomas Tyler Beavis. Aspen Montana Birmingham, magna cum laude. Samuel Jair Blanco. Isabella Rossi Bogert, summa cum laude. Benjamin Hunter Boyette. Jonathan Charles Britt, cum laude. Kenneth Marshall Brown III, summa cum laude. Brianna Reese Buckles. Thomas Allen Bumgardner, Jr. Haley Claire Bunch, summa cum laude. Stephen Isaiah Philip Bundick. Alexander June Berg. Autumn Rose Burke, summa cum laude. Hannah Elizabeth Camden, summa cum laude. Marin Lee Knupp, magna cum laude. Tyler Joseph Cartelli. Mackenzie Jane Carvalho. Philip Alexander Cervantes, summa cum laude. Ronnie Howard Chapman. John Michael Christensen, magna cum laude. Jada Caitlin Church, cum laude. Daniel Roger Klontz. Benjamin Robert Klinke. Gianna Lee Coleman, summa cum laude. Christian Thomas Collins, cum laude. Marquel Maurice Collins Williams. Camille Madison Condi, cum laude. Johan Omar Contreras. Juan Eduardo Contreras. Haley Marie Cook. Jacob Jordan Carell. Diana Cortez Miranda. Jacob Kenneth Cox. Samuel Gavin Cox. Blake Ryan Craig. Madeline Grace Krotz, magna cum laude. Lauren Mary Colon. Clinton James Danielson, cum laude. Yana Andreyevna Dashenko. Hannah Adele Davis, cum laude. Walter Harrison Davis, cum laude. Jaden Trevon Denmark. Jarius Pierre Dickerson. Samuel Jake Dojerin, cum laude. Travis Andrew Downs. Carter James Duhame, cum laude. Chloe Ashlyn Dunn, summa cum laude. Nabil El-Hajaji. Carly Joe Elliott. Catherine Linnell Emery. Mark David Farrar, cum laude. William Clifford Ferraro. Isai Flores. Yesenia Flores, cum laude. Madison Leanne Floyd. Haley Nicole Forsyth, summa cum laude. Jordan Michelle Foster, cum laude. Summer K. Funderburk. Christopher Galindo Hernandez. Namrita Mitesh Gandhi, summa cum laude. Mackenzie Autumn Gector. Elena Christine Gumend, magna cum laude. Rosemary Jen Ao. Emily Brooke Gibson. Charisma Lane Gladden. Gracie Elizabeth Glover, magna cum laude. Haley Brooke Greer. Joseph Thomas Gregg. Carly Marie Griffin, summa cum laude. Ethan Colwell Griffin, summa cum laude. Joseph Scott Griffin. Kendall Marie Griffin. Lauren Christine Griffin, summa cum laude. Shay Delaney Griffin, summa cum laude. Diana Ina Grubniak, summa cum laude. Brooks David Gazelle. Troy Augustus Hagen. Emily Marie Hagler, summa cum laude. Austin Cameron Hale. James Thomas Harper. Bodie Clay Harrington. Dalton James Hazelwood, summa cum laude. Caitlin Michelle Hazelwood. Cameron Elizabeth Headley, summa cum laude. Addison Caroline Helms, summa cum laude. Kendall Andrew Helms, magna cum laude. Leslie Grace Helms. Taylor Marie Helms, summa cum laude. Jennifer Hernandez Telempa. Allie Corin Hills, magna cum laude. Kendall Lee Henson. Laura Jo Henson, magna cum laude. Dylan Scott Hobday, magna cum laude. Jacob Matthew Holloway, cum laude. Austin Ryan Holton, cum laude. Christopher Michael Hood. Alexander Joseph Horn. Jacob Michael Horn. Jonah David Howe, summa cum laude. Ethan Michael Humphrey, summa cum laude. William Lee Hunsucker. Stephanie Faith Hunter. Grace Emma Lee Irving. Tyler Daniel Johnson. Olivia Craig Jordan, summa cum laude. Carlos Juarez Zaniga. Jacob Bobby Kelly. McKenna Elizabeth Kirkpatrick, summa cum laude. Austin Michael Klein. Tyler Andrew LaFata. Gabrielle Lynette Lane, magna cum laude. Shaquan Marquez Landy. McKinley Ethan Lavery. Alexis Leanne Lebitard. Michael Albritton Letterman, summa cum laude. Carson Coy Lester. Derek Jackson Levin. Chloe Elizabeth Little, summa cum laude. Jet Avery Little. Juan Sebastian Lopez Gallardo, cum laude. Anna Faith Lowry, cum laude. McKinley Alexander Lowry. Kaylee Lynn Malcolm. Aubrey Lee Mans, magna cum laude. Sarah Alyssa Markham, cum laude.
Elijah William Martin. Naaman Lee Martin. Preston Tate Martin, cum laude. Samantha Michelle Martinez. Evan Michael Martino. Kwame Roshan Gatewood McClendon. Caleb James McCracken, cum laude. Anna Moffett McEntee. John Marshall McKeever Jr., summa cum laude. Lucas Caden McManus. William Clarence McNeil, cum laude. Tegan Marie Meacham. Blake Wyatt Meadows. Hannah Elizabeth Meggs. Genesis Mercado. Taylor Nathaniel Merrill, summa cum laude. Michaela Marie Madej. Abby Miranda Mills. Fadi Jean Nasir, magna cum laude. Douglas Alberto Ojeda. Jacob Thomas Oliver. Jeriel Ortiz. Jose Maria Otero Hernandez. Carson Wayne Uten. Emma Leah Keegan Overcash. Roxy Elizabeth Owen, summa cum laude. Brianna Rain Owens. Hunter Edwin Parker. Joshua Stephen Parker. Mallory Grace Parlier. Zaina Lisbeth Polk. Lance Allen Polson. Allison Rayleigh Poor. Brian Andrew Pope. Garrett Kevin Poplin. Bailey Lynn Presley. Cameron Trent Presley. Madeline Nicole Presley, summa cum laude. Matthew Jacob Presley. Andrew Jacob Preston, cum laude. Daniel Chase Price. Carson James Puckett. Connor Grant Purser, magna cum laude. Luke McKinley Purser. Kevin Michael Ritchie. Nicholas Owen Robinson. Paris Slidell Robinson, Jr. Antonio Barrett Rodriguez Ballina, magna cum laude. Jonathan Marcel Rodriguez Hayes. Austin James Rowell. Daniel Julian Rumley, summa cum laude. Zoe Elizabeth Russell. Riley Brooke Saylor. Christopher Dale Sames, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Santana, cum laude. Olivia Haley Sawyer, cum laude. Alex Christopher Scarcella, summa cum laude. Jeffrey Paul Scott, cum laude. Grace Elizabeth Seehafer, magna cum laude. Macy Boakes Sayer. Hannah Olivia Sell, summa cum laude. Aubrey Mackenzie Simones, cum laude. Kale Alexander Sharp. Dawson Scott Shue. Elijah James Segato. Carissa Lee Simpson, summa cum laude. Dorothy Jewel Simpson, magna cum laude. Madeline Grace Simpson. Peyton Marie Simpson. Jackson Pyatt Slevin. Khadijah Ella Shair Smart. Addison Piper Smith, summa cum laude. Brendan Tyler Smith, cum laude. Lindsay Joyce Smith. Michaela Jane Smith. Shayna Darlene Smith. Garrett Powell Snyder. Ethan Andrew Solomon, summa cum laude. Aiden Cosmo Specht. Jamila Monice Spencer. Claire Elise Stanish. Brianna Faith Steed. Amanda Lynn Stone, summa cum laude. Colin Michael Streetman, cum laude. James Robert Strickland. Madison Elizabeth Swallows, magna cum laude. Ethan Alexander Sweezy. Caitlin Elizabeth Samansky, summa cum laude. Damian Rayshawn Tarleton. William Reed Teague. Cassandra Tello Gomez. Griskel Tello. Chandre Thapa, summa cum laude. Colby Pryor Tharp. Alyssa Grace Thomas, summa cum laude. Tyler James Thomas. Brittany Marie Thompson, summa cum laude. Jerry Logan Tomberlin, cum laude. Blake Edward Tucker, cum laude. Samuel Atkins Turner, summa cum laude. Elijah Gregory Vinn. Alexander Scott Vigorita. Jillian Kate Vines, summa cum laude. Jason Michael Vlock. Adam Skylar Ward, summa cum laude. Aiden Presley Warning, cum laude. Kaylee Brianne Watkins. Cameron Mason Watts. Noah John Weaver, cum laude. Justin Tyler Webb. Michaela Elise Weber, cum laude. Thomas Gage White. Ethan Michael Whitley. Gabrielle Hope Whitley. Justin Alexander Whitaker. Bailey Ray Wicker, magna cum laude. Courtney Lauren Widener, magna cum laude. Emma May Winnicky, summa cum laude. Haley Elizabeth Winnicky, summa cum laude. Logan John Wickforce, summa cum laude. Tyler Michael Wiley, summa cum laude. Colby Aaron Williams. Elijah Adula Wilson. Adeline Marie Whitmore, cum laude. Lydia Rose Womack, magna cum laude. Isaiah Tyrell Wright. Kayla Michelle Yarborough, cum laude. Quincy Denzel Yard. Alexandra Cassidy Yino, summa cum laude. Ian Scott York, summa cum laude. Stephanie January Zelaya Mendoza. Felipe Raimundo Zuluaga Ramirez.
Guys, this group before me excels in so many aspects of high school. Collectively, this group has been awarded in excess of $20 million in scholarships. Let's give a round of applause to our students, parents, and faculty that has supported them along the way. Graduates, today is a celebration. You will be surrounded by family and friends and showered with love, and you deserve every bit of it. But I want to let you know that at some point down the road, you may feel that love and attention fade. Just know that Piedmont will forever be your home, and you will always have someone to turn to. I love each and every one of you, and I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2020 Piedmont High School graduates. Graduates, you may stand and you may turn your tassels. Audience members, you may stand and continue standing as our graduates exit the stadium. Students on our visitor side, we ask that you exit by the field house, and graduates on our home side, we will exit by the concession stand. Your line leaders will see you out. We do have our senior yard signs, compliments of the Union County Education Foundation for you to pick up on your way out. Parents, we ask that you meet your graduates at your vehicles, and I want to thank all of you for participating in tonight's graduation. Thank you. Have a good night.